Hello and welcome to another edition of UFO Video Addicts. Let me give you a preview of what I got coming up in this video. The first is this documentary out of Australia about UFOs, and they talk about the videos that were released by the U.S. military, the Go Fast, Gimbal, and the Tic Tac videos. Also have this video that was submitted by EH in the comments. This is a video of Michael Schratt, and he talks about all of the USOs that have been sighted throughout the years. Let's see, I got this from my Twitter. Apparently some people in Kauai saw a UFO, and then later on some jets surrounded this object right here. Also got this video out of Glasgow of a strange object hovering in the sky. And this is an analysis video that this guy does of this craft here, and later on he associates it with a landing and a sighting of some strange robot-like alien. Got this video here of a clip from Jose Escamilla. I think his movie is called Lunar Rising or something like that. But then this clip here, he talks about some of the objects that obviously have been covered up by NASA. And on this one, he says this object here is actually 10 times the size of the city of Los Angeles. Also have this video here, which is a compilation of strange sounds that have been heard in the sky. And then last is this document straight from NSA.gov's website of this article about communication with extraterrestrial intelligence. So we'll take a look at that. Anyways, let's go to this first video here. Now, like I said, this is out of Australia, and it's about the investigations of UFOs. And in it, they talk to some of the pilots that encountered the UFOs off the East Coast. Check this out.
Just so I heard it correctly, what was visually seen was a cube, did you say?
That's correct. Our dark gray, a black cube, where the point of the apex of the cube were touching that kind of inner surface of the sphere.
Can I ask, the sphere, did it seem to be solid, or did it seem to be translucent, or field of energy, or what? How can you describe the sphere?
It was described to me as a clear sphere, which of course also means that it wasn't perfectly clear because they were able to see it.
And that would tell you what, Malcolm?
It's just curious that you've got a physical cube, which is clearly a non-aerodynamic object, inside a sphere, which could be an aerodynamic object. Why would you have a sphere surrounding a cube, and how would that propel it through the sky? And I'm now getting into speculation, which I really don't want to get into, but some sort of electrogravitic propulsion system, which would be, once again, way beyond what the US has, what China has, what Russia has.
Yeah, this guy here, he tries to, say that these things are Russian or Chinese. But I find it interesting that all of these people find it very hard to accept this idea that there are aliens out there, let alone an intelligent species here on the planet, living in our oceans. But anyways, this is kind of interesting. Check it out. Let's go to this video here. This was a submission by EH in the comments, and this is Michael Schratt. I'm sure people have seen other videos of him talking about different types of military craft and other alien reproduction vehicles and things like that. But in this video, he talks about a lot of the USOs that have been reported throughout the years. And I think, he's basically coming to the conclusion that we're not alone on the planet, too.
On USOs, and we'll move on to the next slide here. All right, now, I want to talk about this particular case. So this is the USS Wasp off the coast of Puerto Rico. There were 5 naval ships and 2 submarines involved in this kind of a naval training exercise. And ladies and gentlemen, they tracked a USO going like 150 knots at 27,000 feet. This is back in 1963. So who had the technology in 1963 to pull this off, to go 150 knots at 27,000 feet? and it was tracked by U.S. Navy. They got this. They have the records for this. You could actually pull this if you had the resources and the connections to do it. But 1963, this is already going on. It's confirmed by the U.S. Navy. We'll move on to the next.
You know, after watching this, I thought about all of the videos that I've seen throughout the years, ever since I was a little kid, of you know, all of these different sightings of UFOs in the water, UFOs coming in and out of the water, and you know, now I think, you know, why didn't it ever dawn on me back then that these crafts could be being piloted by a species that shares the planet with us? And you know, I think it's because I must have fallen victim to this brainwashing, because I noticed in a lot of these mainstream shows that do talk about UFOs, they always try and emphasize this idea that they're alien, that they're coming from a different planet, or they don't even mention it at all. You know, they just completely avoid talking about that subject. But anyways, very interesting video. Check it out. Let's see. Got this report here from Twitter. Lots of people on Kauai claiming to see a UFO tonight. People I'm close to and trust said they saw it too, and that the military is aware it's there and are circling. And in here, she's got this video where, yeah, she's got the military checking it out.
Sit out here while Nicholas is doing his conditioning training, and I don't know what's going on, man. These planes or whatever they are going one direction, then the other direction, and then there's this bright light out there. I have no idea what that is. I mean, it's not even sundown yet. See, there's the sun. Set will be down there, but it hasn't set yet. Up there's another one. And they're just going like all over, back and forth. And then this bright thing, I don't know what it is.
It's one of our underwater neighbors. Anyways, let's go on to this other video here. This is from Glasgow, England. Bizarre floating UFO spotted hovering over Glasgow.
Yeah. Lindsay. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, this thing, it doesn't really look like I mean, it's definitely something unidentified, but it just seems to be floating. It's not doing any kind of UFO maneuver.
Focus thing. I'm just trying to keep my hands.
I mean, it's got kind of a humanoid, like maybe something cloaked or in a cloak. I don't know what that is. But anyways, a link will be in the description. Let's go to this one here. Yeah, now this one, this guy does an analysis of this craft here that was seen in 2007. And he actually sees a symbol. He pulls out this symbol on it that, let's see if I can find that symbol. Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, this is what he says that he can see on this craft. And then later on, when he talks about this landing, well, yeah, see, this is another, that same symbol on that craft. Yeah, this is where he talks about this landing and it leaving prints.
UFO, and here is a close-up of one of the landing gear impressions into the ground. They also left behind high-quality material at these landing sites.
Yeah, you see this symbol? The symbol's all over everything that he talks about.
It's not 100% proof of extraterrestrial materials. What it shows is that whoever made these really knows what they're doing. This UFO picture is of the 1967 landing, and there are several different...
Yeah, there's that symbol again. And he also talks about these people who actually saw a sighting and witnessed these, like this robot-like thing come out. Let me see, here we go here. Check this out.
Pictures of what they saw. These are the physical marks left behind by the landing gear of the UFO. and there were many scientific researchers that were able to study the landing site. So here's the crazy part. 9-foot-tall, three-eyed aliens got out of the UFO and walked around the park. They also brought a walking robot that had no head. There were multiple kids that drew these kind of pictures, and there were adult witnesses.
Yeah, look at that symbol again. It's in there. It's here on these creatures.
What the heck was this all about?
And and there's another sighting that I've talked about where these two guys got abducted, and they also described something similar. Oh yeah, here's something else to point out. If this is some type of a life support system, then these guys are visitors. Anyways, link to this will be in the description. Let's go to this video here now. This is a small clip from Jose Escamilla's, I think it's called Lunar Rising video, where in here he talks about some obvious cover-up by NASA.
By going to the Clementine Lunar Image Browser 1.5, you can find many images that have been smudged or blurred to keep you from seeing what is there. Click on the desired resolution section and choose 1 pixel equals 1 kilometer option. Then by going to the image size in pixels option, choose 768 by 768. You are now ready to see for yourself a huge object on the surface of the moon. On the moon map, you will easily see a dot on the top of this crater and on the lower left. Click on the black dot on top of the crater and a close-up image of this section appears in the browser. What you see is a huge object resting at the top of this crater. It appears to be a large machine or perhaps a large spaceship or a motor of some kind. You can clearly see this photograph has been smudged over and blurred so we cannot see the details. This little gem was discovered and brought to the attention of moon researchers all over the world by Joseph P. Skipper on May 28, 2004. I decided to hire an imaging forensics expert to take this photo and to try and remove the blurring to reveal what is underneath. Jim Horrocks, an imaging forensics expert who has worked with the Los Angeles Police Department, was sent this photo, and his findings were written in a report he submitted to the production. First of all, the astounding measurements he made reveal an object that is 10 times the size of Los Angeles. 10 times the size. This in itself is an incredible detail about the size of this object. By using Adobe Photoshop and some of the filters available within the program, we were able to see more of the details that were lost due to the blurring applied by whoever did this for NASA and the Clementine mission archives. This enormous object seems to be some form of a machine or possibly a spacecraft. In all the enhancements made independently, it appears there may have been what appears to be a giant humanoid wearing a jumpsuit and possibly working on the front portion of this contraption. This may or may not be a giant humanoid. Perhaps the shadows seem to reflect something of a human form.
Yeah, I definitely don't think that's a giant humanoid, because again, if this is 10 times the size of Los Angeles, then this would be one incredibly huge dude. I think it's just a part of this machinery, whatever machine this thing is.
We will never know until NASA releases this photograph unblurred and with the clarity available for us to see. By clicking on the new lunar map now available, you will now see that the same crater is available for viewing in all its clarity. There is no object there anymore, and there is no smudging of anything near or within the crater. We have to ask ourselves, if there is nothing on the moon that suggests alien moon bases, strange structures, machines, and possible civilizations thriving there.
Yeah, look at this photo here. You can see here on the left, it looks like some kind of tower is being covered up. There's a smudge there. There's something else here, and probably another tower. And also right here seems like some kind of tower is being covered up. But anyways, later on he talks about how he wanted to colorize one of the black and white photos. So he compared images of color images of the Earth, and then what they would look like, as black and white, and tried to colorize the moon. Found some interesting features. Anyways, link to this will be in the description, but I definitely suggest you check out Jose Escamilla's YouTube channel, because he's got a lot of great videos on there. Anyways, let's see. This video here is about all these strange noises that have been heard in the sky. And of course, I think it's like maybe cloaked craft, maybe these giant cloaked crafts.
I'm hearing, looking out my window right now, hearing some strange fucking sounds out there. I have no idea what the hell they are. It's rattling the earth around here. We're in Long Island, January 18th. And it's fucking loud. You hear that? You hear that shit? Fuck is that shit?
What?
I have no idea. Like, it's coming straight out of the sky. What is that?
Isn't there a line in the Bible about Gabriel blow your horns or something like that? So if that's the case, they were probably hearing these things back then too.
This is for you YouTube people. You hear that?
I think it's our underwater neighbors letting us know they're around. Anyways, this last link here is taken straight from the NSA.gov website, but it's an article here about communications with extraterrestrial intelligence. Check this out. We are not alone in the universe. A few years ago, this notion seemed far-fetched. Today, the existence of extraterrestrial intelligence is taken for granted by most scientists. See, now that's definitely not true. I mean, you got guys like Neil deGrasse Tyson who's still in denial of these other beings out there, or they think that that they're as dumb as us and they haven't figured out how to travel great distances, without taking into consideration that, maybe some of these beings have existed for tens of thousands, if not millions of years. So they've definitely had a huge head start on us as far as, achieving technological advancements. Even the state National Academy of Sciences has gone on record that contact with other civilizations is no longer something beyond our dreams, but a natural event in the history of mankind that will perhaps occur in the lifetime of many of us. You see, now this is all BS. We know that they've had contact with our governments. We know that, some species have worked alongside people in deep black projects. So this idea that it's going to happen, it's already happened. I mean, I'm sure some of them, if you've seen those videos about the Homo capensis, they're working in the banking industry. And I'm sure most everyone, especially in the United States, is probably a mixture of hybrid, earthling, and and everything else. But anyways, that is going to be it for this video. If you like things like this, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'll have more things like this. Take care.